Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe, tarot readings from the heart. Pardon me if I look down here ever so often, it's only because I'm looking at the monitor. Okay, I've got a monitor here to make sure that the cards you can see. You'll have had your Love Gypsy Tarot spread, which is showing right next door to this reading. Okay, and also on the Celtic crosses now, I'm going to be facing the camera and speaking to you guys. I prefer to do it that way because it's just far more interactive for me to do that. So on Celtic crosses, you get 4 readings a month now. 2 will be at the start of the month, 1st to the 15th. That's your Gypsy Tarot Love Spread and also your Celtic Cross. And also you'll get from the 15th, 16th to the end of the month, the same Gypsy Tarot Love Spread and also Celtic Cross General. Anything can show in the generals, which you're going to get now. And that'll just really be a follow-up, see if anything's changed, see if there's anything new coming in. Okay, I like the immediacy of the sort of 2 weekly, bi-weekly readings. I think is really good. So that's how the channel is working right now. You've got the original Rider-Waite deck that I'm using, my favourite. This is especially for the YouTube. I have decks that are for clients, a deck that's for YouTube, a deck for my own learning, my own readings on myself, that type of thing. You'll also get your angel answers, okay, advice card at the end of the reading, alright, we'll put that down here and we'll pick that up at the end of the reading. So let's have a look what's coming in for Gemini between the 1st and the 15th. Sorry it's a little bit late in uploading, I've been really busy, so let's have a look what's coming up for you guys. So Universe Spirit, I'm just centering myself now, show me Gemini, what's coming in for Gemini? What's coming in for Gemini? Show me Gemini. What's coming in for Gemini in the first 2 weeks of September? Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Show me Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs. What's coming in for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising signs? Show me a portion of their lives between the 1st and the 15th of September. Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Gemini. We're going to split the deck into 3, like so. And we're going to collect that back up, like so. And we're going to start laying this down. Alright, so... Okay, so you've got some big energies around you, alright, for the first 2 weeks. But it ends really lovely, actually. Really, really nicely, it does end. You guys are the Tower. This is showing as you. So for some of you guys, if you're showing as a particular card, Gemini, then this is the traits that you take on. So external factors around you, stroke the you now position, could be with this Tower card, Gemini, that there has been a major shift that's occurred around you prior to this reading. The Tower means major shifts. It means when things are changing. Sometimes this is an unexpected energy that comes in. And what the Tower really serves to do is it comes into, you know, sometimes it happens when if you can't make a decision, something happens that pushes you to making a decision with the Tower. So sometimes this is the universe putting its hand in there and saying, well, you know what, Gemini, you know, you didn't listen, or you were too kind of... what's the word I'm looking for? You were too kind of slow maybe to make a decision, so we're going to send something in that forces your hand. It's a card of force. You can see the explosion on this particular Tower card, and it's quite you know, it's quite huge. So I think something huge has happened around you guys. Some of you guys, it might be you know, the ending of a situation, breaking up of a situation, but it's there because it needed to happen. Whatever it is that you'd invested in, whether it's a relationship, whether it was a job, it was an unstable force. It was something that couldn't last. It was built on an unstable foundation, and it needed to go so that you can start to either heal, replenish yourself, or start building something bigger. It allows for something bigger and better to come in, but the only way that you can have something better coming in with the Tower is if what's gone before, you need to release. For some of you guys, because you're showing as the Tower, it might be that there has been, especially if this is how you're approaching something, you might be angry because the Tower represents anger. The Tower represents when you're crying, for example. You get it with the Queen of Cups. So, for example, you were to get something like the Hanged Man, which means to, sometimes it means to suppress, the Hanged Man does, or hold on. Queen of Cups is emotion, you're holding on to your emotions. Tower, it means that all of the pent-up feelings and emotions are finally coming out, okay? So you're releasing some form of emotion. So it might be that some of you guys are releasing something quite emotional here, or you're releasing something, but when you get the Tower card, it's not an easy release. Sometimes there's a forced, as you can see here, it's like a champagne bottle. You open up that cork and everything comes zooming out. So it might be for some of you Geminis, you're going through a real tough time. What you're experiencing with yourselves as the Tower is anger. It's maybe some pent-up emotions that are coming out, they're coming to the fore. There's nothing that you can do about it. And I think it is really the external factor being that something has shifted within your life, Geminis, and I think there's nothing that you could really have done to stop this energy. And it might be that your response with this Tower card is really just to unload. You're unloading something that was pent up, which is why the focus for the first 2 weeks will be on healing. Because you've got the Temperance card being your focus for the first 2 weeks in September. Temperance card means when you're readdressing the balance. You can see that this angel here is really trying to, he's trying to pour water between 2 cups. And what he's trying to do is get an equal measurement between the water. And the water represents our feelings. So I feel that what you're trying to do is get yourself back into balance. The focus will be on getting yourself back into balance, Gemini, within the first 2 weeks of September. The focus is on trying to heal, trying to get some form of, and this can be anything. So it could be, you know, when you're trying to, you know, because we can see that you're the Tower here, and it would make sense to me with this Temperance as a result of that being the focus, trying to get yourself back into balance, either over a major shift, something unexpected that happened. Maybe you're feeling really, really angry. Everything's coming out with that Tower energy. But the good thing is that a breakdown is a breakthrough. And the Tower card is really, if it's you, you're having a bit of a breakdown. But as a result of that, the focus for the first 2 weeks will be trying to, after that breakdown, after that release of whatever this negative energy, and I do feel it might have been a negative energy around some of you guys, after releasing all of that pent-up anger with the Tower energy, Gemini, I feel the focus for the first 2 weeks will be about trying to get yourself back into alignment again, especially emotionally. Because the root cause of the situation has been that there's been some loss. You've got the 5 of Cups here. So some of you guys have lost. Could be a relationship. It could be that there's been some disappointment. When you get the 5 of Cups, to use the general terminology, it is kind of crying about spilt milk. So it's a card that represents when you're still in it. All right, these 3 cups that are downturned are often the loss of a relationship or a friendship, or, you know, it means that the cup is empty. So there's been kind of, when you get the 5 of Cups, even though there's 2 cups behind you here, and often readers say that there is, you know, still something better behind you, you're not really recognising that because you're still in it. You're still in this period of feeling lost, feeling upset, feeling down about a situation. In the recent past, you've got the 5 of Pentacles. Some of you guys in the recent past might have been receiving some support because 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles is the card that says, yes, there is, it does allude to emotional distance with someone. So some of you guys might have been feeling slightly isolated from an individual. It might be that, you know, as a result of this loss in the distant past going on into which contributing to needing to heal, with the Temperance card being that focus for the first 2 weeks, it might be around that there has been some distance between you and another individual with the 5 of Pentacles, but it could also be that you've received some form of support, because the 5 of Pentacles is also a card that doesn't just speak about instability and coldness in relationships and isolation and the, you know, the general term of feeling out in the cold, feeling locked out of somebody's life. It can also be when you're receiving support through a very, very bad time within your life. So some of you guys, it might be that you're feeling isolated out in the cold. But again, on the flip side of this card, it could also be, well, you've been receiving support from others through a pretty turbulent time that you've gone through. And also I'm feeling that there are changes here that are upon you, because 5s mean that after a time of difficulty, the only thing that you can do is go through that door of change. So I feel that because we've got the 2 5s here, it also represents some form. We can see tumultuous energies around you guys, but also I feel that this is now a time for change. The influences around you while your focus is on Temperance, healing, readjusting, rebalancing energies around you, readdressing, rebalancing your emotions, is because, well, there's the 9 of Swords, and this is you guys, your Swords. So you've been really upset. Could be feelings of guilt, maybe 9 of Swords. Swords do mean guilt, but they also mean, this 9 of Swords means to feel bereft and beside yourself, and really you can see that there's crying here, and there's also, I feel, crying here. There's some anger with some of you guys here, but also a release maybe of some form of tension, and we can see the influences around you are the 9 of Swords upset, which is why I feel that the focus might be on healing, which is that Temperance energy, which is really nice. the most likely outcome for the first 2 weeks is a Queen of Wands. Now, Gemini, this isn't you. It might be. When you get the Queen of Wands, she's fantastic as a person. If she's an external person towards you, around you, in your life, this is somebody who is very, very helpful. But what the Queen of Wands tends to do, which is why I think that she's one of the best queens within the tarot, personally for me, because I certainly know that when I've been through difficulties, my twin sister, who's helped me an awful great deal through any shit that I've been through, she's always shown up as a Queen of Wands. She's, very intellectual. She's very much a spiritual guru. Is my twin sister. She's really, really intelligent as a human being, but she's also fearless. She also motivates me, which is what the Queen of Wands does. She's a motivator. She's someone that if you're feeling down, she'll say, come on, right, let's go to the gym, or come on, right, let's tidy around your place, let's get you feeling good again. She's a motivator. So it might be around you. The most likely outcome will be if you've been suffering some form of, and I'm getting the sense that you have suffered some form of a loss, which is why there's some anger that you guys are feeling, letting out those feelings that you might have been pent up about. This could be somebody around you who's really motivating you. Other than that, if it's not a person around you with this Queen of Wands, Gemini, it might be that this is your own energy, especially if you're an Aries or Leo moon or rising. I feel, especially if you're Aries or Leo moon rising sign, I feel that this says that you are, most likely outcome as a result of healing with this Temperance energy being your focus. The most likely outcome is you guys are going to be feeling rejuvenated. You're going to be standing in your power as that Queen of Wands, somebody who's confident, somebody who feels very clear of mind, somebody who starts to look at herself in a really kind of very positive way. When you get the Queen of Wands, it's a can-do, I can card. So when you get the Queen of Wands, there's no two ways about it. She's an I can. And it doesn't matter how you go about that I can, you can when you're a Queen of Wands. It's amazing. So that's the most likely outcome if things carry on the way that they're going, which is stupendous. And you've got even better energy showing up for you guys, Gemini, because you've got in the immediate future the Sun. So this is all about successful renewal, okay? This is about new things happening for you. This is about feeling positive. There's a lot of positive energy coming in for you, Gemini people, in the first 2 weeks of September coming up. This is about feeling good about yourself. This is about, the Sun energy is one of the best energies you can get in the tarot, because it says that things are looking brighter, you're feeling better, you're feeling happier, you're feeling more positive, you're feeling more confident when you get the Sun energy, Gemini. Could also maybe be a Leo person if that Queen of Wands has got anything to do with it. She's external, because the Leo card is Sun. Leo can also be Queen of Wands. You'll experience the Empress. Now, I feel that just looking at the outcome card, that this is, for some of you guys, it could be a new attraction coming in, because the Empress card often represents new attraction. It represents new love. It represents new creativity that you're going through. It's a time of new creative expression. It represents fertility and growth going on within your lives. Could also be something around pregnancy. We do have that Sun card coming up as well in the immediate future. Hopes or fears? Well, the hope with the Knight of Wands would be to approach something new in a very kind of enthusiastic and excited and exhilarating way, whatever that is. It's a card about changes. It's a card about feeling a sense of confidence in whatever it is that you're pursuing maybe something new, creative. If it's a fear and it's love, your fears would be for a Knight of Wands, because a Knight of Wands can rush in but then rush out very, very quickly, very quick burning energies. And it might be that if this is anything to do with a relationship, and especially if that Empress coming in is what you'd experience, which could be an attraction to another individual. Remember, Empress is ruled by Venus, the sign of, the planet of love and, being attractive and sex and that type of thing. It could be that if this is the case, you've got the Knight of Wands here, which is the hope, which is the fear. Is this person go for real? Is this person going to stick around? Are they going to be consistent? The outcome as a result of the Sun coming in, something positive happening around you, feeling really good about that, Gemini. The Empress, what you'll experience, could be new love. New beginnings is the Empress. Empress cards always represent new beginnings, time of fertility and growth. If it's love, being attracted to another individual, very passionate energy, that there is an offer that maybe some of you guys are going to be experiencing. It could be a Pisces person, for example, but for the purposes, usually it's Pisces is the Knight of Cups, but it can be Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer individual, or somebody who's showing you some form of an interest. If you guys are experiencing a time of growth within yourself and fertility and abundance within yourself, it might be that you're offering your treasures, you're offering your cup of wisdom, your skills, your experiences with this Knight of Cups to others. Let's have a look if we can expand on this reading and see what this is about. why is Gemini the Tower in the first 2 weeks of September? What is the situation for Gemini about this Tower? Why are they the Tower in the first 2 weeks of September? Because of the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is classically a card about waiting, alright? It's also about feeling hurt, but also the Nine of Wands is where you're coming to boiling point, alright? So when you get the Nine of Wands, you're really on edge. And it might be the situation is that for some of you guys, you have been waiting for something, which is why you guys are now the Tower. You are exhibiting the Tower energies. Could be because you've had enough, you're waiting, you're on boiling point, you're on edge. And it might be that you can't wait anymore, because that's what the Nine of Wands is. The Nine of Wands represents somebody who's been hurting. They've been through the wars in a situation, but what they tend to do is they tend to hold on just that little bit more to see whether this thing is going to come in. So it really is a card about being on edge, waiting for something to come in, holding on in there. But that's why, this is the reason for why you guys are the Tower. I think that you guys are saying kind of like, enough, I'm not waiting anymore. I feel that this wait, whatever this Nine of Wands energy is for you, Gemini, it could be that you're saying, you know what, I've waited long enough. And I feel that there is, because the Nine of Wands is also the card that represents expectation. So when you get expectation with the Nine of Wands, it's like, oh, is that thing, is it coming? Is it now? Is it now? Is it going to happen now? That's what the Nine of Wands is like, is when you're so much on edge and you're anticipating and you're expecting something. You get these, for example, if I were to have just pulled two cards together, just all in one, and I had that Nine of Wands facing the Tower, that's coming in. That's coming in. Because the Nine of Wands, whenever that card shows up next door to another card, it tells you that something's immediately coming in. And trust me, I've seen this so many times happening in the readings that I've done for others and even for myself. If I get, for example, I did a daily reading for myself, I get the Page of Cups, for example, or, Page of Cups, for example, and then I get this Nine of Wands. No less than a few hours later, or even a day later, I got a nice message coming in. And it happens right on cue every single time. So you pull these two cards together, you know this shit's going down. So this was only a matter of time before this was going to happen. You guys being on edge, I feel, Gemini, about something within your life. And this, you knew that it was coming. So the reason for the Tower is because of the Nine of Wands. And I feel that you guys were expecting this. I feel that there's been a boiling point. Something's come to boiling point, I feel. And that's why you guys are the Tower, because you are on edge. There was a boiling point, something's come to a crescendo, something's climax. The Nine of Wands is all about a climax, something reaching a climax. And I think a situation has reached a climax, which is why you guys are the Tower here with this card. You're exploding, there's some anger or there's some form of a release. It could be hurt, because the Nine of Wands often shows somebody who's hurting. So it might be the situation is around your hurt, the very powerful fire energy some of you guys have been feeling inside. I feel what's happened is it's come to a climax and you're doing this, you're doing the Tower. The root energy for you guys is the Five of Cups. And let's have a look at what this situation is. What is this situation about the Five of Cups about? What is this situation about with the Five of Cups for Gemini? Well, the High Priestess. So I feel that there's been some loss. And what is that loss about? Well, the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess usually means a secret knowledge. Usually when it's in the reverse, it's telling you that a secret's come out. So I feel that this is more about a person around you guys. If the Knight of Cups is Pisces, then it could be this person. Maybe they're coming back. Maybe they're offering you something back, especially if it's a Pisces individual. But there's been loss here, and why is that? Because of the High Priestess. Either you've avoided someone here, I feel, Gemini, or they've avoided you. Because when you get the High Priestess, this shows passiveness. Or it shows, especially in love, it shows platonic, or it shows a situation where somebody doesn't care. When you get the High Priestess, it can often show up as somebody who is kind of neutral. Or, you know, the one thing that most people don't like in life is indifference. And it might be that there is some sadness here, emotional sadness, emotional disappointment. Is it because somebody was indifferent to you, or somebody wasn't showing you the type of love that you wanted them, or the type of care that you wanted them? I don't think it's a secret coming out, because the High Priestess usually shows that there is hidden knowledge. So you don't really know what the secret is. You just know that something's being hidden. So I feel that more than anything, there's upset, there's disappointment with the Five of Cups because something was hidden from you guys. And it could be a person that's hiding something from you. They're not showing something to you. They're acting indifferent. It might be that there's been some avoidance in a situation here. Pardon me if my face starts to get a bit sweaty. It's just that I've got the ring light on through which you can see it's a very dark corner that I'm recording from. In the recent past, you guys have experienced the Five of Pentacles. Why has Gemini experienced the Five of Pentacles? Why has Gemini experienced the Five of Pentacles? Show me. Well, because of the Devil. Difficult energy, really. It's interesting because the root energy is showing the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is loss. And I feel with that High Priestess, it's either through something that's been hidden. It might be that you've not heard from someone. High Priestess can show that people aren't contacting you. They're remaining silent. Could be because of somebody's indifference on a situation with that High Priestess. For me, there's something hidden here that's making you guys feel the way that you're doing, which is why the Five of Cups is the root energy. Feeling sad, feeling disappointed. Might be by somebody's indifference. It might be with the High Priestess that somebody's not willing to fess up to something. They're not willing to say something to you. That type of energy. But in the recent past, you guys have experienced the Five of Pentacles. But it's because of the Devil energy. So I don't know whether this is you guys going out on the bang, or on the bang. What the fuck is the bang? Sorry, I have no idea what I was saying there. But the Five of Pentacles can be sometimes when you are finding peace with others who might also feel bereft or feel out in the cold themselves. Because if you notice with this card, there is actually two people on this card. All right, there's two people. Now, I could read this two ways. It could either be that some of you guys have been feeling slightly isolated from another individual. It might be because with the Devil card, this Devil is keeping you and this individual apart. All right, so there are problems, I would say, with this Devil energy. The Devil is really the elephant in the room. So when you get the Devil card, it speaks about, for me, a situation, especially when it's the Devil. Devil usually speaks about toxic situations. It speaks about unhealthy situations. It might be that you've isolated yourself from a situation, a person. It might be that here, you, Gemini, have done this with this Five of Pentacles. Why is that? Because of the Devil. So it might be that you have isolated yourself from a very unstable situation because there are toxic energies around the situation with that Devil energy. It might be that you're affiliating yourself with others here because of the Devil. So it might be that you're being led, maybe with this Five of Pentacles, into something of a tempting situation around others, things that maybe don't mean much to you, but it's because you're lost with that Five of Cups potentially, because somebody's ignoring you or because there is something hidden in a relationship that you don't quite understand. The Five of Pentacles can reference things like having an affair because it's not under, these people are no longer under the jurisdiction of the church. They're outside of the church, so it's about unconventional relationships as well. Because of the Devil, all right? So maybe giving into the Devil energy, giving into the energy of maybe approaching situations that aren't any good for you, but in a way it's about feeling sorry for oneself and saying, well, if this person doesn't want something, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just do stuff. And I'm going to, even if these situations aren't in my best interest, I might just go and hook up with someone else, for example, because the person that I want or the person that means the most to me isn't showing me what I need or what I want. They're not giving me what I need. So I think I might just hook up with other things that can give me that type of adulation, for example, with this Devil card. We could read that in all sorts of ways, I guess. The influences around you are the Nine of Swords. Why are the influences around Gemini the Nine of Swords? Why are the influences around Gemini the Nine of Swords? Show me. Because of the Chariot. So some of you guys might be feeling upset. And why are you feeling upset? It might be via a Cancerian person, Gemini, the Chariot energy. But it also might be that you're feeling upset because of the Chariot. Now, the Chariot doesn't have to be Cancerian, but it can actually be a person who doesn't give a fuck. Because when you get the Chariot, in love, you have certain cards that represent people who don't want love. And Chariot is one of those people. Chariot is in pursuit of a goal. So when you get the Chariot, which really, in the past, this card was based on the military. So it doesn't reference somebody's got a feeling. It represents somebody's got a pursuit of something. You get Chariot, for example, and the Devil. It shows you somebody's in pursuit of pleasure, for example. So this is really just about somebody being in pursuit of something. And when you get the Chariot here, sometimes he can be like a Knight of Swords or a Knight of Wands. He's in pursuit of something, but it's not love. So it might be that you're feeling upset because somebody's goals aren't based on love, they're just based on other things. Pleasure, for example, they're just based on the hit and quit it notion, i.e. the charioteer, especially if it was a man it was referencing, it might reference somebody who's got other people around them. These two things can be that this person's got other options, for example. You're not the only one, they're just out to play. This is the card of the player. It might be that it's a narcissist around you. There are certain cards in the tarot that represent narcissists. Devil is one, Chariot card is another, Six of Wands is another narcissistic card. People that are all out for themselves. It might be that you're upset because you've met such a person like this who has baggage, but also the Chariot represents when you're being pushed and pulled in two directions by an individual, or this person here doesn't know what they want. So I feel that there's an instability in this reading around an individual for some of you guys, which is why the focus in the first 2 weeks of September, Gemini, will be Temperance. And let's have a look at why it's Temperance for you. Why is the energies around Gemini, the Temperance card, in the first 2 weeks of September? Show me. Right, because of the King of Pentacles. Now that's interesting. Your healing is because of the King of Pentacles. So it could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn individual around you, for example. I think it's a person that the focus will be on healing because of this such an individual. Now, here for me, the King of Pentacles doesn't become a stable individual. He becomes somebody who looks at value for the sake of value. The trouble with the thing with the tarot is, when you're looking at the cards, and how I do my readings is, I look at the card from 360 degrees. So I never look at just the King of Pentacles as meaning somebody who's a stable individual. I can see in a King of Pentacles that this person, his value around love or around what he wants in terms of relationships, Gemini, is based on how does this person look? What does this person dress like? Will this person fit in with my idea of status? Because he's status driven. So it might be that you're trying to heal. Why is that? Maybe there was somebody who had very much a status driven, and especially with that Chariot, you guys being upset with the Nine of Swords over a charioteer, whoever that person means to you, that influence is why you're healing, the Temperance energy. It could be that you're healing because of a person here, a King of Pentacles. I'll get more information on what he's doing in the reading. But it could be because of your healing because of the King of Pentacles. Well, what is it about the King of Pentacles? Is he a status-driven individual? Does he look at love, for example, in terms of what it can do for him? Because the King of Pentacles, he's not in the reverse, no. But he can still be in the upright, somebody who's fairly shallow. So he would view love or relationships in terms of, well, what can this person do for me? How can they help my status as an individual? What can they do in terms of who I am, in terms of what they represent in terms of me? He's not a King of Cups. He's a King of Pentacles. And though all the kings have wonderful attributes, the King of Pentacles can still show as somebody who, you know, his attribute can still be all about, well, it's about the lust. Or, because he's somebody who likes women, wine, song, meat, fruit, which is good for you, I guess. But he likes richness. He likes all the riches. So he's into the richness of life. He's into anything that makes him feel good as an individual. You might be healing over such a person, such as that. Because the root energy is that you guys are feeling upset. 5 of Cups. Why is that? Because of the High Priestess. Something's being hidden from you. Something's not being spoken about. It might be that somebody's avoiding you. High Priestess shows avoidance. It might be that somebody is not speaking the truth. They're not owning up to something with this High Priestess. It might be with the High Priestess you've been waiting. It can be anything. But the High Priestess really is it's a passive card. It doesn't show anybody making any type of an action. So it's not an action card. Somebody's not doing something here and you're upset about it. Which is why your focus will be for the first 2 weeks on healing. But why are you healing? Because of the King of Pentacles. Can also be your energy here. King of Pentacles as an energy can also be somebody who's using great common sense. They've got great common sense. I want to see what it is about this King of Pentacles though. What are you trying to tell us about the King of Pentacles? What are you trying to tell us about the King of Pentacles? Show me. Well, the Nine of Pentacles. This person is the Nine of Pentacles. So, with the Nine of Pentacles, for me, this person is all about the self. Because the Nine of Pentacles is about the self. This person I feel that you're trying to heal. I think you're healing over a King of Pentacles, and I asked who this King of Pentacles is. This person is very self-serving, because the Nine of Pentacles represents somebody who's very self-serving. The only thing, there are certain cards that I look at in the tarot that, for me, represent somebody who's self-serving, and they're usually showing people on their own. Four of Pentacles is one, it's mine, and I'm not sharing it with you, it's all mine, and everything that I do is for the self. The same as the Nine of Pentacles lady, it's all about her. So now the Nine of Pentacles no longer becomes about independence and being joyful and grateful for what one has. It now becomes, it's mine. This is what I've built up and I don't want to share it. Because the Nine of Pentacles is, you know, it's not to say that necessarily you don't share, but also really with the Nine of Pentacles, this is about somebody who's very self-serving. They've built everything up off their own, and it might be that they want to just maintain this status for themselves, the status of independence, the status of building things. It might be that you're healing over a man or a woman who focuses purely with the Nine of Pentacles. This is sometimes a card about non-exclusive relationships. So it's a card that says, you know, I like you, I want to have sex with you, but I don't want you to see my family, and I don't want you to come out and be with my friends, because I want to keep this as a non-exclusive. You're a person on the side. I see you when I see you. I don't see you when I don't see you. And that's it with the Nine of Pentacles sometimes. So sometimes this can be about a relationship that's not exclusive. Somebody who perhaps doesn't, especially if this is your energy here, it might be that you're healing because of a King of Pentacles. Well, what is it about the King of Pentacles? Well, he's the Nine of Pentacles. This is somebody who possibly wants a non-exclusive relationship with some of you guys, and it might be that that's why the root energy is you guys feeling disappointed. Are you feeling disappointed because the person didn't tell you that, or are you feeling disappointed because the person's not contacting you, for example? It might also be that in the recent past, as a result, especially I feel if the person's, because the High Priestess can also mean distance. So it might be some of you guys are upset because of some form of distance within the relationship with that High Priestess. As a result of that, you might have found yourself around this individual. Why is that? Temptations of the flesh, the devil. Okay, this is not a committed relationship with the Five of Pentacles. You might be out of the commitment phase of that five. Remember, the fives are ruled by the Hierophant. And it might be that you found yourself drawn to sex, to pleasures of the flesh, that type of thing with the devil energy. But the influences are that you're upset. Nine of Swords, but why are you upset? Because this person's not with this Chariot energy displaying any type of emotional affiliation, any type of emotional bond with you with this Charioteer card. They want to do what they want to do. You know, you're upset because either you want to try and control this relationship, because the Chariot means that you want victory, but you need to have victory by trying to control some elements. Might be that you're upset because this person's pretty controlling. They want to control the elements of the relationship. Or this person's just really not into having anything that is specifically alluding to love, which I feel is what we're getting here. The most likely outcome will be this Queen of Wands. And let me just check on the time. Why is the most likely outcome for Gemini the Queen of Wands energy? Why is the most likely outcome for Gemini the Queen of Wands? Show me. Well, yeah, I think that this Queen of Wands is either somebody who's going to help you look at this situation in a different way. They're going to help you to evaluate, well, do you carry on investing? Seven of Pentacles is a card about waiting, especially if you get it in an outcome position and it's a love reading. Maybe it just shows the person waiting. Maybe that other person never comes back. You're just simply waiting with the Seven of Pentacles. But the Seven of Pentacles is also a card that says, you know what? We could read this two ways, because we do have this King of Pentacles showing up here. And I think that this King of Pentacles is showing up because with this Nine of Pentacles, it could be that they want their space. Nine of Pentacles means an individual also having their space, okay, to do what they want to do. And if that's the case, it might be the most likely outcome as well with the Queen of Wands. There's still an attraction there, because Queen of Wands means an attraction, a big attraction. But why is that? Because it might be that this King of Pentacles, whoever this is still working out, do I carry on investing in this? We could look at it that way. But it could also be that there's a person around you, somebody who's fearless, very, very spiritual. It's like a spiritual motivator that you've got around you who's helping you with that Seven of Pentacles to work out whether this is something you really, really should be investing in, or whether you should go somewhere else. It could also be the most likely outcome is the Queen of Wands. You guys standing in your power and your confidence. Why is that? Because you're really taking a good hard look at this, whatever it is that you've invested in. Should you still be investing? Is this going to actually bring you the rewards that you want? Or should you be looking with that one Ace of Pentacles, that one other pure potential on the ground, should you be putting this into what's already built up, or should you maybe take it somewhere else? You guys will experience the sun coming in. Let's have a look at why you experience the sun. Why does Gemini experience the sun coming in? Why is Gemini experiencing the sun coming in the immediate future? Show me. Right, because of the Seven of Wands. I feel that you're going to be experiencing the greatest confidence. Why is that? Because of the Seven of Wands. It might be that you have the power and the confidence to block this person out for good, because the Seven of Wands often means no, we're not doing this anymore, fuck off. You know, the Seven of Wands shows somebody that's either saying to you, give it to me, and you're like, no. Or this Seven of Wands is saying to you, this is the person that's saying, that you've got these wagging fingers here, and you're saying, get stuffed. I don't care what you think, I'm standing in my power. So I feel that you're going to experience the greatest clarity potentially here. It could also be that you have clarity on the situation. Why is that? Is this person dealing with other people? Seven of Wands can show somebody who's got admirers. So could it be that you're experiencing clarity here because you find out maybe that somebody's dealing with other people, for example, with that Seven of Wands? Could be that you're getting clarity, and that clarity is you've got the confidence also with the sun to say, no, don't want this, for example, with that Seven of Wands, blocking it out. What you experience coming in is the Empress. And why is Gemini experiencing the Empress coming in? Why is Gemini experiencing the Empress coming in? Show me. Ah, you've got the Star. Because of the Star. All right. So there's something I feel here, whether this is a new relationship coming in for some of you guys, whether there is a spark of something happening in here between you and another individual. It's because of the Star. You've earned it. You're the one. It could also be the Empress here. That you find a way to look at your own self-value as a person here. The Empress represents every good thing. It's one of my most favourite cards in the tarot. Fertility, growth, new creative expression. Some of you guys, it might be that you are the Star. You're being recognised for something here that you do. For some of you guys, it could be an attraction maybe to another individual. Why is that? Because of the Star. The universe might be aligning you with someone who is far more conducive towards who you are as an individual. Might be an Aquarius person. Stars often represent Aquarian individual. I'm noticing though the Star is a naked body as well, so there might be something sexual going on here because the Empress can also represent sex. Could be the Star, something sexual, naked bodies, that type of thing. But there's something really good you guys are experiencing coming in, Gemini. Your hopes or fears are the Knight of Wands. Why are Gemini's hopes or fears the Knight of Wands? Why are Gemini's hopes or fears the Knight of Wands? Show me. Because of the Three of Pentacles. Your fears might be rushing in. This Knight of Wands energy. And Knight of Wands means to rush in. Rush in with your passion, basically, without even thinking about it. Why is that? Because of the Three of Pentacles. Some of you guys, it might be that you're looking to, you know, meet up with someone, talk with someone, communicate with someone. Fears might be rushing into making plans or developing plans, which is why I'm wondering if this is somebody that's still around you that's coming back. Somebody that's still in your life, because your fears are this Knight of Wands because of the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card about building. So sometimes this is moving the relationship to the next level. But your fears, I feel, and I don't think it's a hope, I think it's a fear, especially looking at how worried you guys have been. Okay? It might be with this Knight of Wands, it's rushing in, but why are you worried about rushing into something here? Because of the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles can be third-party situations, but Three of Pentacles can also be looking to move a relationship to a next level. It might be also, if this is somebody new coming in for some of you guys, it's rushing in to maybe going on, you know, for a date. Three of Pentacles is a dating card. It's where you go in cinema, eating together, that type of thing. It's a meeting between two people. You know, usually where you're showing your ticket to the, you know, at the cinema, a person, you know, your ticket for a film, whatever it is. I feel that your worries are about sort of rushing into something here. I'm rushing into a meeting with someone, or rushing in if this is somebody that's coming back or still around you, building something with that individual. I'm going to see why this Three of Pentacles. What do you mean by the Three of Pentacles? You say that the fear is for Gemini, the Knight of Wands rushing in. You say it's about a meeting or some form of building of a relationship here with the Three of Pentacles, but why is that? Well, because you're laying some boundaries. You've got the Emperor here. So I think that you're fearing rushing into something here. If it's with somebody that's still around you, that you're having a really hard time, because I don't feel that this person's fully gone. I just don't feel that this person's fully gone. I think that they're still around you. It might be that the fear is to rush in, to trying to build something with this individual. Why? Because of the Emperor. You're laying a few boundaries down there. You're coming from a place of authority now. And you will have got that sun because of the Seven of Wands there. So it's almost like for me with the Sun card, there's a clarity here that says, with that Seven of Wands, fuck you. This is how far you go. This is the limits I'm placing on this relationship here. Okay? It could be for some of you guys that you're laying down those boundaries with that Emperor energy. There are boundaries that you're placing on this relationship. And it might be that this person is still around. Some of you guys, if it's somebody new, then... And I think that some of you guys, it might be... You'll experience the Emperor, and this is sensual pleasures because of the star. It could be the naked body. So you might end up having sex maybe with this individual again, in which the fears would be, well, rushing in. What are you rushing? What are you fearing rushing in for? Because of the Three of Pentacles, building something here within this relationship. Why is that? Because of the Emperor. It could also be that with that Emperor, maybe this is this King of Pentacles who's been quite distant. Emperors often mean distant people and people who have the ball in their court. So they've got the ability to make the decisions, but also it could be, Gemini, that you're the ones that are laying down some form of a boundary around this relationship. The outcome shows the Knight of Cups. Why have we got the Knight of Cups as the outcome for Gemini? Why is the Knight of Cups the outcome for Gemini? Show me. Well, it looks like to me, this looks like a reconciliation. You've got the Knight of Cups in the outcome. Some of you guys, it might be that with this Knight of Cups, you're being offered love here. You're being apologised to, because the Knight of Cups means an apology, or it could be that you're being given a gift. Why is that? It could be that somebody wants to reconcile with you. You've got that Three of Cups showing up there. Alright? It looks to me that somebody's either asking for forgiveness, they're giving you a gift. Knight of Cups can mean a gift. Or they're inviting you to do something. What are they inviting you to do? It might be to make up with that Three of Cups. Three of Cups, Two of Cups can be the agreement cards in the tarot. They can be, Three of Cups can be where you're coming back together. There's a reconciliation going on here. I'm seeing reconciliation for some of you guys here. But I think that you're more cautious. This is the thing, Gemini. I think that you're being more cautious around this. And I think that what it is in the immediate future, you guys are putting down the gauntlet maybe to someone. The Sun energy in your immediate future for me, Gemini, sees that you guys, there's something positive around you. And what is that positivity? What is that confidence? Also a card of confidence, the Sun. So for some of you guys, it might be that you're feeling the greatest confidence. And what is in that confidence? Well, it's to put down the gauntlet and say, you know what, actually, I'm putting a halt to you and whatever it is that you're doing. So whether this person's being wagging their finger at you or making you feel bad about yourself with those 6 wands showing there, it's like, no. If this person's saying, come on, baby, with these 6 wands here, it's you guys saying, no, I don't think so. What you will experience coming in, though, I think is makeup. You guys are making up on something here because you've got sensual pleasures of the Empress because of the star. Might be that there is something here with this Empress card that represents something sensual between you and an individual here because of the star. Maybe this is cleansing. Maybe this is something sexual. But I feel that you guys are not willing to rush. Your fear is rushing in with that Knight of Wands energy. And why is that? Because of the Three of Pentacles, building a relationship, improving the relationship with the Three of Pentacles, going out, socialising with this individual. Why is that? Because I think that you're putting boundaries on whoever this individual is, Gemini. And as a result of that, you've got this offer card of the Knight of Cups coming through. Why are they offering? What are they offering to reconcile with that Three of Cups? Still be careful of their energies because they're all water energies. And unless you've been with this person a long time, those energies of the Knight of Cups because of the Three of Cups can be really, really good. But if you haven't been with that person a long time, especially as I feel that some of you guys, the ball is in your court by the end of the 2 weeks, it might be that this person does see this as a challenge, and therefore what they're seeing is they're seeing your worth and they're saying, yeah, let me apologise, let me get you a bunch of flowers, for example, male or female, let me take you out, let me invite you to do something, because with the Three of Cups I want to go out, I want to, you know, reconcile this, I want to go drinking with you, I want to experience pleasure with you. So still be careful of that. I don't really like all cups in outcomes because it's all based on the feelings in the here and now, and I like more grounded energies in the reading. It looks like you guys might, I think you guys are, I don't think that there's somebody out of the frame here. I think somebody's still very much in the frame, but I think that you're reaching boiling point with this individual, and I feel that this person, whether you take this person up on their offer or not, is completely down to you, Gemini, but I get the impression that what's happening here is somebody's put you through something here. Somebody's put you through something here, and I think you kind of keep going back to that. Alright, and when you go back to that, it's like with this Five of Pentacles here in the recent past, this can show not just about emotional distance, but it also shows 2 people together who are doing stuff. Alright, this can be 2 people together who are Sometimes it's supportive nature, but sometimes it's a relationship that's not built on emotion, but it's more built on unstable energies. But it's because of the devil. It might be a codependent relationship. So it might be that you go back to this person in the recent past, but your worries are, well, this person carries baggage, or is this person really invested in love? You know, which is what I feel that you guys want here. And in the end, they come back with the love energies, that Knight of Cups, because of the Three of Cups. They want to reconcile these differences that you guys have got going on, and it's all with love. But there was no love before. But suddenly, as you're saying, fuck off, they're like, oh, baby, please, you know, all that type of energy. So be careful of that, because some people like the thrill of the chase. They like it when you put up your defences, because the Seven of Wands is about putting up your defences against someone or something. And it almost feels like to me in the end, they're like, oh, baby, please, you know, why are you doing this, that, and the other? But this, to me, is the thrill of the chase bullshit, okay? So be careful of that, and make sure that if you put up your defensive, you stick to it, all right? And that this person isn't just coming back because they see you as something of a value, you know, now that you've put your defences up, now you've put your foot down, now you're valuable. Because you shouldn't have to be anything that you're not, Gemini, to gain someone's love. Let's quickly go through the reading again. Oh my God, we're at 46 minutes, sorry. You guys exploding, anger. Why is that? Because of the Nine of Wands. I think something's come to boiling point here. The root issue is feeling upset with that Five of Cups energy. Why are you feeling upset? Because I think that somebody's being very impassive. They're possibly not saying anything. There's hidden shit going on here. Things aren't being explained. Somebody might be showing indifference to you. However, as a result of that, you guys, I feel with this Five of Pentacles, have still got along with something here. Why is that? Because of the devil. There's some form of codependency here going on. You can see that the Five of Pentacles can also be a card about codependency, no matter how bad that relationship is. It's still being in it. Why is that? Because of the devil. Is this some form of a karmic tie going on here? Because you guys, and the worst type of relationships are the karmic tie relationships that you just don't know why you're in it, but you're still in it, okay? Because you guys are upset. Nine of Swords. Why is that? I don't think that this person is emotionally invested with that Chariot. They carry a lot of baggage. They're putting you one way or another. They might have other people around them, but also the Chariot is somebody who's not emotionally invested. They're invested for their own self-gain, which is why the focus for the first 2 weeks with you guys will be, I think it is on healing. And why are you trying to heal? I think it's around a person, a King of Pentacles. Well, what is it about that person? That person might be leaving you guys on your own. They might not be invested in a particular, an exclusive relationship with you. It might be with the Nine of Pentacles. This person is only invested in themselves. So there's a sense of self-investment for them, okay? There's a sense of feeling that everything is kind of on their terms with that Nine of Pentacles. They're not particularly invested in the idea of a relationship. It's more either friends with benefits, or it's a case of, yeah, I see you when I see you, or it's more a case of, you know, that they're, as I said, with the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, I often see those cards as being somebody who is invested in a relationship on their own terms, which is why you guys, for some of you, it might be that there is still a big attraction going on there. Why is this person still evaluating the relationship, whether they want to invest or not? Or is it with the Queen of Wands that this is you guys standing in your power, in your confidence, in your truth? Spiritual truth is the Queen of Wands, because you're looking at the relationship and saying, is this still investable for me? What you'll find coming in, and that might be the case if something carries on the way it's going, so you're still in it there. But what you'll find coming in is this Sun card, and I feel that this is great clarity. This is really confident and positive energy. Why is that? Because some of you guys might decide, fuck you, you know, fuck you, I'll put limitations on this now. You want to fuck about, you want to not contact me, or you want to show indifference, I'll show you indifference, you know. Seven of Wands. However, my only problem is, in a way, is this Empress. Now, if this is your energy coming in, this is you sitting in your beauty and your power as the Empress. Why is that? Because of the Star. You recognise who you are. Also, you're going through a period of cleansing, which could be these energies here. However, it could be that there are sensual pleasures, you guys. So it might be that you do actually back down for some of you. Sensual pleasures, why is that? The Star. Stars often represent naked bodies and sex. Who knows? Your fears will be, though, rushing in, Knight of Wands. Why is that? Because of the Three of Pentacles. Wanting to build a relationship. Why is that? Because of the Emperor. Some of you guys, it might be that you don't want to rush in because you want to build a relationship. Why is that? Because of the Emperor. It might be a relationship that you feel underneath there's great strength to it. It might also be with this Knight of Wands that your fears are rushing in. Why? What's the fear about? because you want building a relationship. What is that? Well, you need to maybe put some boundaries on how that's going to happen. The outcome, I feel, is somebody who's inviting you or showing their hand or showing their emotions to you. Why is that? Because of the Three of Cups. It's either that they want to reconcile, or this is kind of thrill of the chase, enjoyment. Are you one of many? For example, Three of Cups can mean many people, third-party relationships. It's not all cut and dried with the tarot, but usually Three of Cups is about a reconciliation. So it might be there's an offer to reconcile, for example, with that Three of Cups energy. It's a good reading, and I feel that you guys have the upper hand after a short time within this, whatever this situation is. But just be careful of that Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is classically a fucker in the tarot. I don't care what anybody says, that person's a dreamer. They go with excitement. They're like Knight. The worst cards for me you can get in terms of love often are Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, and Knight of Cups. Especially as standalone cards to represent who a person is. Especially with the Knight of Cups. If somebody offers you love based on for love's sake, that, especially if it's not a long-term relationship, run for the hills, because that person is a dreamer. And as soon as they've got you, they discard, because they'll be looking in other areas for other love, for other things, because they're a dreamer. Best card is, in a way, Knight of Pentacles. Somebody who's very, very slow with how they're working things out, because they're not willing to rush into something here. It's a good reading, but be careful. What we're going to get your angel answers and get some advice for you guys. Sorry that the reading's so long, by the way, okay? What is the advice for Gemini in this reading? General reading between the 1st and the 15th of September. What's the advice, angels, that you have for Gemini? Show me. It says in perfect timing. Trust. Alright, so it's saying in perfect timing, there will be trust if you believe. Alright, so in perfect timing, there will be trust if you believe. So for some of you guys, it might be just a case of needing to go with the flow and see where things take you within this relationship. But nevertheless, do not be taken for a fucker by a person. Sorry for my language, but don't. Okay, don't feel that you need to, you know, really have to put someone in line in order to get what you want. Because love, as I always say, it shouldn't be difficult, it should be easy. And if you find that there's a relationship that's difficult for some of you guys, then you know what, sometimes, yeah, you got to pull back, which I'm seeing you guys doing. But is this why the person comes forward? Because you pull back? Is it because of suddenly, oh wow, Superwoman or Superman, now I'll come forward? Do they need something to get their own juices flowing? Which, if that's the case, it might show some form of discrepancy within who they are as an individual. In perfect timing, there could be trust with a person if you believe. But just make sure that people aren't taking you for granted. Okay, just make sure that you don't have to put on some face as being someone who's some nasty little bitch so you can keep this person with you. Do you understand? Make sure that love is fair and it's balanced, because that's how love should be. That's your reading, Gemini. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and I'll speak with you guys really soon. Take care.